Hi there, I'm Valerie Sjodin, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about how I Bible art journal. I'm using the ESV single column journaling Bible, Crossway, and what I'd like to show you is a few of my pages, and as I do that, I'll tell you how I learned no bleed through techniques and how to get a virtually wrinkle-free page. I learned the hard way. This was my first page, and I really like this page. It encompasses what I do in Bible journaling and how it helps me go deeper into my relationship with God and deeper into what the text is saying. So in this passage in 2 Corinthians, those words that stick out to me that I think I know what they mean, but I'd like more insight, I choose those to do a word study on, like behold in glory. I look up the words and then I write them under the word that I've embellished. Now on this page, I did sketch it all out with pencil first. I was nervous about starting in my Bible, didn't want to ruin it, hadn't done something like this before. The pens I use that I found that don't bleed through are the Micron pens. Lots of people use those, I know, and the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen. I especially use this one if I'm using wet media because it does not bleed. The Micron pens sometimes bleed with the wet media. And then the colored pencils I use are the Prismacolor Premier color pencils, and they're very creamy. They break easily when sharpened, so you have to get a nice sharpener to go with those. And then just a regular pencil with an eraser, a pen eraser or a white eraser work well. Those are my basic tools. Now you'll see that I've done this butterfly and this vessel and heart and drop. And what I did with that is it was a low risk, virtually no risk in my Bible because I painted it first on a piece of sandwich wrap, deli paper it's called. It's transparent or translucent, I should say. And I painted on this, cut it out, and then glued it on here with a glue stick. That doesn't wrinkle my pages, so that's the main way that I do it. This page was done same with the word study. I highlight the text with colored pencil and I try and match the colors to what I'm talking about. And then it's colored pencil, pen, and first sketched out in pencil. This one as well is the same thing. As well as this one. So this one has more writing, and then I colored in some of the in between the words here with a colored pencil. Now here's a page where I painted this on the deli paper, and there was a bit of bleed through from this side. So then I cut it out and I glued that on, and you can't even tell. And then on this side, I've put the word and my word study down here so I can refer to it in the text. Reconciled was used a bunch of times, so that's why I did that. Same thing here. This was on the deli paper. I just outlined this in pen, my main text, and highlighted this, and then I colored it in with colored pencil. This too, I really like how this turned out. This was painted on deli paper, glued on to the page, and then I shaded it with colored pencil so it looks more like it's painted right on the page. And then here I've outlined my text with a pen, and I also use the Pitt calligraphy pen for these words. This one, it's the same thing, basically. This is painted on deli paper, but you'll notice I even have a tear, which I could try and fix here, but it gets pretty messy. It's not because of what's on this side, it's because of what's the other side. And the other side is my big learning page. It's not lost on me that this was the cross page too, and I wanted to make it look like blood was spattered on the page when Jesus died on the cross. Well, I put matte medium on the surface and painted it like I normally do my art journaling pages, and what I found was the matte medium stuck the pages together. And so actually these two pages have been almost entirely stuck together twice. And I knew I had to do something, and then it tore here. You can kind of see, and I glued it with a piece of the deli paper. Yeah, it wasn't good. So I learned what not to do on this. So not recommended is the matte medium. Now I did, on top of that, put some clear gesso, some Liquitex clear gesso. I'm not really fond of the feel of it. So then I used some glazing liquid. Now at the same time I'm experimenting on these pages. My friend Linda Eld is experimenting and came up with, you have got to use this, what I just tried, and you already have the product. So I was pretty excited. What could that be? And what it is acrylic glazing liquid. I use the Golden brand, and this page has acrylic glazing liquid on it. And then I painted directly onto the page once I had sketched in my little sketch here. And it turned out great. There's one thing that did happen, and a tip that I found. I really want to pass this on to you because I had done this page first. And this purpley color that looks bright pink here, it wasn't bright pink until I painted this side with acrylic glazing liquid, and then this bright pink showed through. I've tried to cover it up here, you can see. And so what I would recommend is paint your acrylic glazing liquid on the page before you have your colored pencil on here. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, so if it doesn't work out that way, that's fine, but that's what I recommend. This page shows both the painting directly on the page with the glazing liquid on this side and painting on the deli paper, gluing it on this side. You can use colored pencil and pen on top of the glazing liquid and it works great. The colored pencil turns out a little bit darker and brighter than it does on just the straight page without glazing liquid. This one I really like. I put glazing liquid on both pages, and then I painted this. I drew it, sketched it out, then painted this on this side. I cut a strip of paper I had already tinted and had, and I glued that here, and then also used the pen and the color pencil. So this page is kind of all of the things that I use, except for the word study isn't on here. I put other words that spoke to me as I read the text. So what I would like to show you is a very simple thing, how to brush the glazing liquid on the page. And one thing, really important thing, is you want to make sure that it dries thoroughly before you close your Bible and before you do any of the painting or any of the writing on top of the glazing liquid. I have a little lid here and put some glazing liquid on here, and then I'm going to take a brush, just a soft brush, And I'm getting it a little bit damp. I'm squeezing it on a paper towel, and now I'm going to paint my page. It's an even and thin coat, and I could do both sides, but I'll just show you one side here. And then it will be ready for any of the techniques that I mentioned earlier. You'll notice I'm brushing from the inside out. That's so that the glazing liquid won't get underneath the page. And there you have it. I'll let that dry. If you would like to see more of my Bible journal pages and the thoughts on that, check out my blog at visualblessings.blogspot.com and my website, valeriesjodin.com. Have a great day.